Corsair MP600 Pro LPX Review. The Corsair MP600 Pro LPX is a great offering due to its superior performance and affordability. It packs a powerful punch with a well-designed heat spreader and PS5 support, definitely worth the investment. The MP600 Pro originally had a black exterior and was 15mm tall, featuring a bulky aluminum heatsink. As a consequence, it was too bulky to be used with the Sony PS5 NVMe slot, but could still be used with most PCs. As a consequence, it was too bulky to be used with the Sony PS5 NVMe slot, but could still be used with most PCs. As a consequence, it was too bulky to be used with the Sony PS5 NVMe slot, but could still be used with most PCs. As a consequence, it was too bulky to be used with the Sony PS5 NVMe slot, but could still be used with most PCs. As a consequence, it was too bulky to be used with the Sony PS5 NVMe slot, but could still be used with most PCs. This design features screw points that allow the heatsink to be detached, making it ideal for those with built-in cooling. Additionally, the LPX has the same dimensions as the original model. We observed that the logo on the original was in the middle of the heatsink, which suggests that the edge connector is to the right, typical on a PC motherboard. When installed on a PC, text on an LPX appears upside down, however, when housed within a PS5 the lettering is correctly oriented. It's unclear why Corsair chose to design the product this way, since it's probably more likely to be viewed through the transparent side panel of a PC rather than tucked away deep within a PS5 chassis. Despite being relatively similar in design to its predecessor, the MP600 Pro, Corsair has implemented a few changes. The TBW for the LPX does not align with what we typically expect. Usually, the larger the drive capacity, the higher its TBW will be. Corsair advertises the 500GB, 1000GB, 2000GB, and 4000GB drives to have 350 TBW, 700 TBW, 1400 TBW, and 3000 TBW respectively. This makes it a bit perplexing why the largest has 3000 TBW instead of 2800 TBW, however, those are the numbers they provided. For those that want to push their drives to their limits, the Seagate FireCuda 530 offers up to 5,100 TBW for its 4TB capacity drives. That said, it is currently impossible to find out how accurate these numbers are by pushing multiple LPXs to their limits. Corsair's 5-year warranty on LPX models implies their low potential for failure. Boosting the file size to 32GB had almost no impact, and data writing speed in the real-world profile stayed at roughly 5,700 MB per second. The Crystal Disk Mark real-world profile results are comparable to those obtained from the KC3000 we tested, which was a 2TB model. The auto speeds these offer are equally impressive, with 6.94 GB per second reads and 5.5 GB per second writes achieved. The same SLC mode cache technique used in the KC3000 is employed by this drive, swapping in substantial amounts of free space into the cache that can be restored later. This method alleviates hitches in write speed often caused when the cache is completely depleted. The implementation of this on LPX has improved its consistency greatly, which we witnessed in PC Mark X tests. We suggest going for the 2TB or 4TB models for the best performance, as the results we got from the 1TB model were already impressive. On the other hand, we wouldn't advise getting the 500GB version due to its much slower write speed. Despite having a smaller heatsink, this design still offers enough cooling to prevent drive throttling even with minimal airflow. The LPX is an unexpectedly incredible drive, and Corsair targeting it mainly for consoles doesn't do justice to its innumerable advantages. Corsair has created the LPX specifically with the Sony PS5 in mind, and while its features are more than what the console can capitalize on, it is still a great drive for PCs because of the additional improvements Corsair has made. If the PCIe Gen4 drive exceeds Sony's performance specs for the PS5, the speed discrepancy between this and other Gen 4 drives won't have a major impact on user experience. The LPX firmware upgrades on the PC have produced a drive with great overall performance and outstanding reliability. The LPX offers excellent performance, hardware encryption capability, and an attractive price point, making it a desirable solution for many customers. Owners of the PS5 will find that the LPX is a great fit for their console since it offers plenty of performance to get games up and running quickly. Ultimately, for them, the deciding factor may be its price. It's much more affordable than the Seagate FireCuda 530 with a heatsink when you compare 2TB or 4TB capacities. If you're a PC user looking for the best writing performance, you should select the 2TB or 4TB models, instead of the smaller ones.